Hey, love, and welcome back to Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot. I'm back. You can call me Mel, and I'm here to deliver these channeled messages. We're going to use the cards. We're going to get into this and see what the messages are for you today. But I just wanted to show my face and express my love and appreciation for you, for what you do, wherever you are. Holding it down on earth, and the growth on our channel is phenomenal. Thank you all for the ones who've chosen to show your support financially and with the donation of the cards. If you want to join in on that, the information is below the video in the description box. Also, for those of you who want to work with me one on one, I would love to assist you with whatever is on your heart and mind. Let's get into these messages. Okay. All right. So, which card deck are we? Well, I want to start with the situation. I heard what you think it is and then what it really is. So let's see. I'm getting tarot cards and I'm getting the urban tarot showing in my mind's eye again. So we'll get started here. I don't really try even to channel anything about the messages before we get started. I know some readers like to do that. I like you to be part of that process. So I do it live. Okay. So as I know what we're talking about, then you know what we're talking about. Whatever I see or hear, I share. Whether it's relevant to you or something you need to let fly by, we're going to give you whatever messages Spirit wants to bring out. So let's see the situation as you think it is, because that's what I heard. What is the situation as the tribe perceives it to be? It looks like a victory. Yay. Okay. I like that. I like your perspective on this because your perspective is saying, hey, I win. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's all right, baby. Literally, it is all right for you to see your wins. That's a beautiful thing. It's bringing to mind this one time I had a conversation with a gentleman. He was older than me and he wanted me to hear him out on a thought he had that he said would have changed his life significantly had he had it younger. And so, of course, I heard him out and he said, sit with your victories longer, sit with your successes longer. He said, in this life, we're always rushing from one thing to the next. And he encouraged me to sit with your success, sit with your victory. And so that's what I see here. You are in the first position. You are winning, okay? And you know it. You're having success. You've trained for this, you've practiced for this. You're here and you're winning, okay? You came to get it. I heard, so there's Lisa Nichols. She's a motivational speaker, and she gave an experience about her swimming. She was on a swim team, and somebody asked her, grandmother asked her, well, what are you thinking? Because she kept losing. And she says, I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to lose. That's what I think, Grandma. Her Grandma said to her, quitters never win and winners never quit. Right. So she started thinking that and she started winning. And not only did she start winning, but she talked about how she was in a team where everyone else had more age than her. They were more mature than her. She was the youngest one on the team. So there's a message in that, okay? Um, I see you in my comments. I see you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Let's see what spirit says it really is. So you see the victory in this, and that's what it is for your perception. But what does spirit say? What's the highest self have to say? Okay, I'm feeling here. Wow, judgment card. Wow, rebirth. Okay, rebirth energy, freedom, liberation. Okay, judgment. This is like, oh, you. I heard, oops, I did it again. So you're doing it again. You. Not only is it a win, but it's also a liberation. This win liberates you from something. I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna set these two cards over here. And let's see, what is it that you're being liberated from? What was it before this card over here is calling me? The Ace of Swords. Oh, it was just an idea. It was just a thought before. It's no longer just a thought because with your perception of it being the victory, the Six of Wands, like you won. Like it was just a thought, and now it's not just a thought any longer. Okay, it's not just something you believe. Now you have been seen, you have been recognized. There's a card deck I have somewhere, it says recognition. Okay, so not only so it's like you knew it back then when it was just an idea, but now it's being recognized. You're being recognized by others, right? This is awesome. Okay, so if that's what you're being liberated from this being a mere idea. Okay, somebody's name is Amir. Okay, Amir, the Amir is a king energy. I'm hearing that from my tarot, the Moors deck. The Amir is a king energy. So there's that. Okay, let me see uh what's happening now since you're being recognized. What can you show me about what's happening now for the tribe? Up, the Three of Pentacles works. This is a card of collaboration. It's working together. It's collaborate. Teamwork makes the dream work. So now it's like you're not only is the idea that it was just an idea. You made it real. You did it. You trained, you practiced, then you went in and put in the work and got her done. And now as a result, like we can build off of that and others are here to build with you. I like the way this image shows it because this is a building that's not yet completed, but it will be, and that's okay. Right. So whatever you're building, you're adding on to it. Now, this isn't just the bare bones. We're not dealing with just a foundation. There's already been a lot of work put in. Right. So this is like now the collaborators show up, the co-conspirators. I heard the co-conspirators, the co-productive partners, the other people that are invested in this, other people that want to see this done, other people here to put in the work. So you're not alone. Again, Michael coming through singing, "You are not alone, for I am here with you." But also, this is there. While I was singing that, I heard this is about people in your physical experience showing up to support, right? So again, they're going to bring this back to my nail salon. This is like, imagine all of you went onto my nail salon social media and just started sharing my posts to your pages, and then you don't know who is coming to Vegas and decides they want to get their nails done with me. It's like that. It's like, the last video we had over 2,000 views. If all 2,000 of you went on there and shared something about my nail salon, somebody you know is coming to Vegas. Somebody you know want their nails done in Vegas, they will call, right? This is that kind of energy. This is also like, let's say I do nails, right? So then I work with my daughter, and then I have somebody else I work with who comes in and they're also really good. So it's a it's a teamwork makes the dream work. We can get more done when we work together. This is like the tribe coming together, and we're talking about all these productive I- ideas, right? We talk about all these beautiful conversations of how we can be more productive, more empowered, more authentic. We all doing this around the world in our own skin, in our own cities, on our own continents, right? And yet we working together as a collaboration, right? So let me see some more about this. Let me see what's the blessing that is to be discovered here. Yeah. Roro, if you was here in Vegas, I would do your nails tomorrow. The blessing that's to be discovered is that all those struggles, the strife, the challenges, the competition, oh, it serves your best interest. I heard even people that don't want you to win, you already winning. So this is giving like hater vibes, legit. It's giving hater vibes. You already being recognized, right? When you're recognized and you know it, right? So when you recognize, there's always somebody that don't like it. But the problem is, so let's say there's somebody else that does nails and they're pissed off. Oh my God, she charges so much, but she's always booked. And she's always talking shit about everybody else's, how long they do nails. Nails are only supposed to last 2 weeks. And I'm like, nah, bitch, they're supposed to last a month or more. Right. And so they over there talking shit with their clients. The next thing you know, their clients are booking with me because they ready to pay more because they tired of 2 week nails. That's what that would be like. This is like, well, the tribe is over here. Also, this is the other way it came through. That while the tribe is over here, tribe has been through some struggles, been through some challenges, being gone through some difficulties, and had to face a lot of contentions. But all that did was let your name get known. Because guess what? All these people that you showed up against, right? They all know your name now. They all know what you do. This is like, there's no such thing as bad. uh what's the way that world says it? See, I don't really say this. But it's like marketing, right? There's a word for it. But whatever, let them talk. Let them talk. Yeah. Why would anybody be hating when there's 50,000 people around doing this? You know, everybody trying to do what you do, but they're not recognized like you. That's why you're being recognized, right? It's like you go to the store, right? You go to the store and people's like, oh my God, it's you. You're the one that does that. And you ain't even never met these folks before. Why do they know about you? Because you represent and you're recognized. This is like legit. I go to the grocery store and random strangers that I've never seen in my life, they'll be like, oh my God, you on that nail salon. I seen you on TikTok. Oh, my friend got her nails done by you. Blah, blah, blah. Whoop-de whoop. Yay. You're already recognized. And then somebody over there, Luke, I can't stand her. I can't stand her. They be like, I can't stand her. It's like that though, right? It's all free marketing. It's all free promotions. Let them talk shit. Let them hate on you, baby. I tell you all the time on this channel, your haters make you greater because this is a liberation. It's like it doesn't matter how much shit they do. You done lapped them twice. You've lapped them twice with the judgment card. That X and that X, like you've already lapped them twice, right? One of my clients brought her son. He's like 8 years old, if I'm not mistaken, to the studio to get her pedicure with her today. And it's so funny because he was like, I was thinking about the name of your shop and it's nailfads. He's like, and I was trying to understand. He's like, but I get it now. And he actually knew what the word fad meant, right? So look, it's nailfads because we create the trend of what they're doing. Likewise, in this energy, the idea you have, you're creating a trend, honey. This love and peace and happiness, this authentic divine empowerment, this ain't just an idea. We create a trend when we collaborate, when we work together, right? Absolutely. And it was so funny because even his mother did not know, the client did not know what the word fad was. She was like, what's a fad? And he explained it. He explained it, right? And I was like, I love that you know that. So there's another thing there. You're touching the younger generation. The younger generation gets it better than the older generation. And that tracks when we're talking about this spiritual progression and this soul evolution and this conscious awareness of our divine authentic nature and our personal empowerment. It tracks because if you look at younger folks, 20 things and younger, baby, they ain't like the older folks. They ain't like the older generation. Like they have independent thinking. You know what I'm saying? They got independent thinking and they're willing to go against the grain. That's why you have all these young people making money in different ways and creating different businesses. Man, I saw somebody had a business on social media. They're like 20 years old. They're not even old enough to buy an alcohol yet, but yet they have a very successful business and a huge following. And I'm like, get it, baby. So that's the energy, like this love and peace and happiness and this divine authenticity, empowerment, and conscious self-awareness. Like that shit is hitting the younger folks real strong. For the parents, that can prove to be a little bit of a challenge. I ain't even gonna lie. Because we still know how to navigate in society. And some of these young folks, they ain't even worried about that shit. They're like, society's gonna have to conform to me because I'm not conforming to them. Point is, right now it's in a building energy, right? Right now is a building energy anyways. So let's see what is the current challenge in this energy out while you're a victor. The Prince of Wands, the journalist, the he say, she say, people making reports, what the fuck they got to say, right? So there's that. That there is folks pointing fingers at you. That's the challenge. Folks are saying. I heard there could be some false accusations going on out there. Yeah, there could be some. There could be that one person that just thinks that they know something. It's like I had all 5-star reviews at our business, and some hater that never even had a service there got on there and just had to put a 1-star review. I said, you know what? This is fantastic because when people look at there and they see like 75 5-star reviews and there's a 1-star review, I bet you a lot of people are finna click on this. So I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna use this as a chance to tell my side of the story, which is yeah, send your deposit and book an appointment. Like that's on all of our marketing. Had you done that, somebody would have been there. But I don't have no missed calls, I don't have no missed texts, and I don't definitely don't have no missed deposits. So you know what I'm saying? You could turn whatever the fuck they're saying into working in your favor, right? The truth stands taller than everything. The truth stands taller than everything, right? And so there's some criticism going around. There's some he say, she say. There's some crazy stuff going on, right? uh, and it has to do with the fact that you're out of the box. You're not in the box thinking. You're independent thinking. You're out of the box thinking. You're approaching things from a different head space, right? You're approaching things from a different head space. You're willing to push the envelope. You're willing to raise the bar. You're willing to take this independent thought further than it's ever been before, because you on the leading edge of creation with this shit, with new ideas, fresh new thinking, independent thinking. All right, so let me see who or what is in your environment in this energy. Somebody drinking the haterade. Oh, the 10 of Pentacles, they're not even going there with it. They're putting an emphasis on your wealth. 10 of Pentacles is in your environment. So whether this family is blood related or personally chosen, baby, you got a tribe. You got a family. Just like here, we have a tribe. We have a family of other people that are into their consciousness, into their personal empowerment. Like, what can I do? What's the solution? How can I use my thoughts, my emotions, my energy to benefit myself in my situation? Guess what? You ain't the only one. Again, Michael singing to me, you are not alone, for I am here with you. Okay, so there's the thing. You are fully supported. Aside from that, in your environment, you got wealth. This looks like clients. This looks like support. And this is like, oh, listen. Oh, wow. Okay, they just said, they kind of cut me off. They said, this isn't the first building you bought, you built. Okay, you built another building before, so in your environment is the other building you built. Like, you already built something, you already built some stability, you already have completed projects, right? This is those loyal clients that be referring folks. Okay, this also represents the Kabbalistic tree of life. For those of you who know, those of you who don't know, you might want to do some research on that. However, in your environment, this is also saying this 3 turns into 10 right quick in a hurry. I'm also seeing transformations and upgrades in regards to financial matters, family matters, and physical matters overall. Because the 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles, that makes 13. There's death card energy. That's a transformation, new life, revitalization, rebirth, revitalization. Absolutely. You know, I heard a speaker talk about um was it what the man named the dude that founded the Apple product. He was talking about what he wanted to create, that he wanted to go to space, he wanted to build in space, and there was a point in time that people scoffed and they laughed at him, and then fast forward, as technology developed and things changed, they didn't laugh at him no more. Okay. And so, you know, a lot of people created a lot of things that at first, like, if you would have told somebody from, let's say, the 1950s, that the day will come, so let's say from the 1950s, the day would come where everybody would have a computer in their hand and instant access to the world to communicate with anybody worldwide, they would have looked at you like you were fucking batshit crazy, because they didn't have that. In the 50s, they were still getting used to having a television. You know what I'm saying? If you had a television with black and white and a 10-inch tube, like, you were doing real well. If you would have told somebody from the 50s that there would be vehicles that were able to travel without gas, right? Take it back to the early 1900s, when Ford came out and the motor vehicles started coming out. Them folks was afraid of that shit. It was too fucking different. Likewise, this idea you have, what you're building, it's forward thinking. Don't expect everybody to be on agreement with you. They can't all see the vision. They don't understand. This is like, you know what? Legit, I had there's a social group that I'm a part of, and some of the ladies came to one of the channel sound baths, and Spirit already let me know, like, they quit fucking with me after that. Like, I still deal with the social group, but the specific people that came, they don't like try to converse with me anymore. And Spirit showed me the way I channel the messages and what I talk about is too much for them. They're not ready for that. They're still on the mainstream new age. You know what I'm saying? They still need to burn sage when they come home instead of have the thought. They still, light workers instead of imbalance with the whole yin yang, got the fucking shadow traits in their toolbox. They're not there yet. That's okay. Please don't talk to me if you ain't ready. Stay the fuck away. It's the vibe, right? Because look, we already did this before. This 10 of Pentacles will be like all of y'all who've been on the channel for ages, and your life is already changed because you learned what the fuck we be talking about on here. That at one point in time seemed batshit crazy. You don't need no sage, girl. You just need to use your mind power, bless that shit, and know that ain't nothing coming against you. You know what I'm saying? We're using free thought. We're using empowered, authentic, divine techniques, mechanisms, okay, and procedures up in here. We're not stuck on ceremonies. This is like when I say I don't need to go charge my crystals out under the moonlight in order for them to work, because the moon and the power of the moon affects everything on earth. What you think your ceiling is going to stop the power of the moon? And somebody can't handle that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a thought that is beyond even the new age community energy. Okay. And that likewise, whatever this Ace of Swords thought that you've got victory in, whatever niche you're in, yeah, baby, you hit him with the 1, 2, 3 on that, like with the 4, 5, 6. Okay. Like, you took it so many steps beyond what they could perceive. You're way far ahead of your time with it. But that makes sense because on this channel, like, we deal with people who walk through the jungle with a machete, and you clear the path for others to walk down. You know what I'm saying? If you feel me, I see your hearts going up in the comment section. I see you, baby. I see my worldwide tribe. Y'all are worldwide. We literally hold it down all around the globe. I love this. I love this energy, right? I love your energy. I love what we do. I love that we're willing to stick out like a sore thumb. They're reminding me of the reading that we did. And if I'm not mistaken, that was the title that Spirit said to put on it at the end of the day was you stick out like a sore thumb. Absolutely. Because you don't conform to the previous thought pattern, which has now become the mainstream belief. You don't conform to that shit. You're on that next level. You're on the leading edge. You're ahead of the game, baby. You creating what the game is becoming type of shit. Right? Whoo, I love it. They got me fired up, baby. And listen, it's worth it. Because this girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. You get the vibes. You're on fire. Girl, boy, whatever, they, he, she, us, whatever you want to call yourself, you know what I'm saying? We're all about it. We appreciate you all. We love you all. Whatever way you walk, whatever way you do, like, we got nothing but love for you, baby. And the thing of it is, you're on fire. You're burning out the old ideas. You're burning out the old thoughts. You're burning down that old identity because you're building something new. You're building something new. Okay. And this ain't the first time you did it. Okay. Let me see if that's in your environment. Let's see what's the guiding energy here for the tribe. The tribe is being guided, and the guiding energy is the Knight of Sword, the Game Master. I heard, remember who you are. See, a lot of people get mad because the Game Master beat them at the game. Like, they playing Uno and you're playing chess. Like, they're not even playing checkers. They playing Uno and you playing chess in this, right? We ain't got no 1 week nails in here, girl. I feel bad for you. You got 1 week nails. That's a tragedy and a travesty. Like, keep looking. Be willing to pay more. Be willing to book an appointment and put that deposit. Because when you find out one that can do anything near what I can do, baby, they're getting booked like me. You know what I'm saying? Booked and busy, chosen and paid in full, generously tipped as well. 7-digit tippers, 7-digit tippers. Knight of Swords. Remember who you are. Remember that different ones are going to want to challenge your perspective because it's not what they know. This is like if you got a whole family of folks and they still stuck in mainstream religion, they over there knocking on the door to get in a private room with the priest and tell them all their woes and their sorrows and their sins so they can be forgiven by another human. Like, no. And then here you are listening to me. You on another level of thought. You're not caught up in that self-restrictive, self-limiting, self-diminishing thought pattern, right? Yeah, you're doing some forward moving things. And it's new, even for this new age circle. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you, oh, the cards are more powerful if they're being gifted. No, the fuck they're not. It has nothing to do with the cards. It has to do with you. They tell you you need to carry this crystal for protection, for abundance, for love. No, the fuck you don't. You need to carry that energy in you. This is where we're at with it. You know what I'm saying? We're removing all the middlemen. We get straight to the root of the issue. And so you gonna rub a lot of people the wrong way, baby. You gonna push a lot of buttons. Absolutely, right before you push them right up out of the way. And let them think what the fuck they want. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to try to get them to agree with you at all. Remember, you're on a whole nother game here. And then I just heard 3D chess. So not it, even if they think they playing chess, if they think they playing chess, you on 3D chess. That's levels to this shit. Okay, so energy, that's the energy, that's the vibe. So thankful and grateful for this tribe. Let me see where all of this shit is taking you, because it's taking you somewhere, baby, and it's taking you here. It's taking you to the wheel of fortune. Okay. The wheel of fortune, good fortune. Your fortunes change. You change your fortune. And I already said that, really. When you look back and I talked about the Three of Pentacles plus the Ten of Pentacles equals 13, and they were showing me the transformation energy, the improvements, the upgrades. Absolutely. The wheel of fortune, honey. And look, but what it really is it's a double win. I heard the highest self and the lowest self. Okay, in other words, the highest self and the 3D self. Better said. They said better said. Okay. And all these names on the wall just spoke. Now, there's a couple things here because all the names on the wall just spoke, and this is like a tally. These are like this is all the degrees, all the certifications through all the different experience with all the different people, right? Aside from that, they're showing me the reflection of this lady in the wall there, and the lady in the wall is dressed in old time clothes, but the one that's actually standing there now is dressed modern clothes, and she got the Ouroboros on her t-shirt. Okay, rebirth, regeneration. Uh-huh. And why is that significant? Because this is like, yeah, you did this again. This is a new life for sure. Okay, the old self done, the new identity absolutely here, solidified and being recognized. So what was that new identity you put on, like a new outfit? Maybe your old identity could be translated into sweats, and not to knock it, like ain't nothing wrong with a pair of sweats and a hoodie, you know what I'm saying? But the new identity energetically looks like, a fine Italian soup, baby. Fine Italian soup. Yeah, or ladies like a designer dress. You know what I'm saying? It looked like that. That's the vibes that I'm seeing here. So aside from that, I want to keep pulling from this deck. I'm going to put these two up here just for me to keep referring back as they speak. And then, yeah, these cards are long. So I'm going to shift these up so I have more room to place another row here. And let's see what you have first. Okay, so what does a tribe have in this energy? This card is speaking to me. What you have, the world, the universe in this deck. Major Arcana 21. What you have, and didn't I talk about upgrades? Didn't I talk about rebirth? Yeah. Didn't I talk about the wheel of fortune is where this is taking you? Look, you're elevating, okay? And didn't I say you were dressed well? Like she's dressed to impress. She's going somewhere. Okay, so and I am talking more energetically. Like there is a lot to be said that the work of dressing for the part that you want to play in this life, there's a lot that does for you. So definitely, if you're ready for it, like go ahead and wear your nice clothes. Stop saving it for a rainy day or for a special occasion. Every day is a special occasion, baby. You still breathing. You walking, and this is your elevation time. So this is what you have: a completed cycle, which makes perfect sense because we had the Judgment card there. We also had the Wheel of Fortune here. And we saw the Death card, although it didn't come out here. Let me see in what you're choosing at this time. This one's calling my attention. You're choosing, interference. Okay, but Ace of Swords, Spirit said, no, not interference. They're saying this is your focus. You're choosing to stay focused. Okay, you're not letting go of focus. No external thoughts can get in. You're focused on your own thoughts. And I like that this deck is showing it with the television because we did talk about a television, right? And what's the television for? Programming. Oh, so you're focused on the programming that you chose for yourself. You focus on the programming that you chose for yourself. I love it because it works. Because remember, we had the card that says works on it with the collaborative effort here. And it literally says works. And this is below that card. So that's what you're choosing. So let's see what you're doing about this. This card, 10 of Cups, satiety. You're choosing fulfillment. You're making beautiful bonds, beautiful connections. I heard North Node in Libra talking about your relationships, right? If you have a North Node in Libra, your whole life purpose for this lifetime is to build beautiful relationships, meaningful relationships, profound relationships, and sincere connections with others. And that's what I see you doing here. This is all the happy ending as well. The 10 of Cups is the happy ending card. That's after the wish fulfillment. You get the happy ending. This is yay. All your serotonin receptors filled up. You're joy, baby. You bring joy. You got happy life. I heard happy wife, happy life. Okay. Interesting. So what you're doing also is you understand that people gonna be against you, but you ain't worried about who's against you. I'm seeing you're more focused on who's in harmony with you. You're more focused on who you vibe with, who's tribe with you, who you're compatible with, who you got like-minded thinking with, like-minded goals with. Like y'all progress together. I heard we rise together, okay? And together we rise. Absolutely, because we can build each other up. Meaningful connections. Love it. And happy Pride Month to anybody that is on that tip because, we got the rainbow there showing up. We already put the flag out on the play. Let me see how you feeling in this energies and this one. A 7 of Swords, futility. You feeling like, yeah, certain people, certain things is just not worth my time. You're feeling like, I'm going to focus on what I know to be true. Okay, you feeling 7 of Swords. You're feeling like, yeah, they some folks, they be sneaky. You could tell that some folks is out here trying to create some gossip, slander, whatever. That's their personal fucking problem because what you put out comes back to you. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying, and you get it. Like, this is why this is why you're very careful about what comes out of your mouth. When there's somebody out there and they hate, and you could sense that shit. And this sounds like something I said in a recent reading as well. So let me see what you're communicating about. This one drawing me. The two apparent. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. And while I was singing that, I heard you're talking about your communication is about as you're putting in the work. Notice she's in the gym on the fitness ball. That and she's in front of the mirror. Why does she look like Ellen DeGeneres to me? But anyways, it's talking about how physical reality is mirroring to you the changes that you have made. I love it. Okay, and now the 13 adds in another 2 pentacles. That makes it 15. And absolutely, you are finna trigger the fuck out of some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you have life that good? How dare everything go your way? She must be doing something crazy. Yeah, you are doing something crazy, something that they just can't see right now, and that's okay. Somebody got to start this shit. I heard, let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Somebody got to get this shit started. Like somebody has to create the fads for the nail fads. I'm just saying, and why not me? And why not you? And why not the tribe? Oh, because it is the tribe. Like it's okay. They don't have to like it, but we're gonna still do it anyway. All right. So if that's your communication, let's see what you know, what you know, what you already know. What do you know, tribe? I hear, what do you know, tribe? And it sounds like, hey, what do you know? Hey, what do you know? I'm the game master. I've mastered the game. That's the guidance. Remember that you've mastered the game. Even if you keep telling yourself that, and maybe you don't feel it, but if you keep repeating that to yourself, you can literally speak it right into your reality. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, thank you. Who did I say that to? Because that was great. I speak things into existence while most people speak things out of existence. Like you have conversations with those regular folks out there, the normal people. You have conversations with the normal, and they will speak shit right out of existence for themselves. They will tell you every reason why it don't work, every problem. Like they literally will speak it out of existence. But not this tribe, not you, not me, not we, not us. We speak shit into existence. So our conversation is based on solutions, is based on possibility. And if we don't know what that is, that's fine. We don't have to fill in none of them blanks. We know how to let dead air sit and let the universe fill in the blanks for us because, again, you have the universe. By all means necessary, I elevate. I'm always successful. Everything works out for me. If that's the only thing you know how to tell yourself, oh, and remind yourself that you're the game master. Like, let the universe figure out how the fuck that happens. Your job is not to figure out the details or the when. The how or the when is not your job. When, as in cuando, as in, the date. Like, that's not your problem. That's the universe problem. And you got the universe, and the universe is giving you the path to just walk. You just gotta follow those urges, right? You gotta follow that gotta take a dump urge. Let's go is exactly where it's at. Like, literally, when the universe says let's go, it's because it's filling in the blanks for you. You said you always win. You said you were in victory mode. You said that you were successful. You said you were recognized. You said you was a winner. The universe said, absolutely. That is a declaration and decree. We're going to mirror it back to you. We are going to mirror it back to you. You're not saying the same shit you used to. Now you're doing the work, and the work is literally that self view. It's literally your internal identity, your self identity. The universe is reflecting that back to you. And it looks like the internal identity is the game master. So that's what you're communicating about. So what do you already know? What you know? What do you know? What do you know? The Princess of Disc, the kindergarten teacher. What do you know? Like, it's like teaching kindergartners. Yesterday's reading we were talking about, it's like calculus to kindergartners. They don't fucking understand. Which is why you say, like, I don't have to tell everybody. You feel like, I'll just keep this to myself. I just won't share it. And certain information you won't. Because if this kindergarten teacher go try to talk to them kids, they ain't thinking about what the fuck she's saying. They ain't understanding, you know what I'm saying? And some of these adults out here, if you try to talk to them about your vision, about what you know, about what success, I'm like, that doesn't even equate in them. This is giving me this skit in a J. Cole song in the beginning. They got a clip of Richard Pryor comedy show, and he said, if I told my daddy how much money I make, he said, you a lying motherfucker. Why? And I've had that thought often. Like, if I told my mother how much money, or my father, how much money I make doing nails, you a lying motherfucker. They might not believe that shit. They be mind blown. Because some of these clients legit, like, my parents worked a whole week or more to get the kind of money that I can make from one client sometimes, right? In one day. They're like, whoa. So that's the energy here. It's like, listen, when y'all are talking to these folks, you have to understand that they don't have the maturity to grasp what the fuck you're talking about. It's too forward thinking, right? And like, I'm so excited that YouTube wants to pay my life so that way I cannot even worry so much about the nails or do so many nails. I could spend more time spending time talking shit with you like this, right? Yay, thank you. And then, my parents will be like, you's a lie, motherfucker. Just for reading the messages and helping people with their personal empowerment, and you get all your rents paid. What? They won't believe that shit. Okay. But this is the vibes, right? Well, yeah, because they fucking love me. They love it. It helps them. They feel better. They feel empowered, and it matters to them. So they want me to be able to read cards all day long with them. So yeah, they do. Okay, that's the energies, right? And so you speak it into existence. You don't speak it out of existence. And you sit back and you realize, and everybody ain't there with you. That's fine. Let them go on and speak their own lack and limitation. They might get there one day, but it's neither here nor there for you. Your job is to stay focused. Your job is to mind what you do know, right? What is your programming? Where is your programming? They're saying that's your job. Yeah. minding your own programming. And your own programming has to do with everything comes together for me beautifully. People love me. They love hearing what I have to say. They love being in my energy. They love having my art on their hands. They love purchasing the creations that I create for them. Right? They love the empowerment that they feel, that they own when they receive the channel messages. Okay. They love knowing about what they're birthing into creation, right? That's the energy. Okay. Let me see what God is trying to tell you something. What is that? This one right here. The Princess of Swords, the activist. Part of the reason why you're in this position, look, what does the activist do, right? The activist sees a problem, sees a solution, and gets out and talks about it. They're put up on a pedestal because they're solution oriented, right? So what God's trying to tell you, like, listen, baby, you're solution oriented. We got you on a pedestal. You need to know that. Accept it. Okay, it is what you decided it was. Okay, that's what I heard. It is what you decided it was. The bottom of the deck is the Hermit. This is I it usually it just talks about soul searching, but it literally said dark night of the soul again. And you know, you instead of running from your demons, you turn and face them, and then turn the shadow energies into tools in your toolbox. This is one of the things that has you so confident. This is putting in work so you can walk in the light in another vibe, in an empowered way, because you got all of you together. And oh, she's dark skinned. She's dark skinned. So the thing of it is, others could perceive you as being very dark because of the fact that you have these shadow traits with you. It also is saying, yeah, it's soul searching too. Like you've been searching your soul. And as you search your soul, I heard you realize all the ways you are holding on to beliefs and internal conversations and personal self identities that were limiting. And then you did something about it. Like, you know, awareness is everything. So once you become aware of what you're doing, then you can, you know, benefit yourself, make some changes if they're necessary. You can do something about it once you have awareness. And so you being in this hermit energy looks like you've been self-searching, soul searching, doing the shadow work. Why? I heard, why, what's the problem with me being wealthy? I give myself permission to be wealthy. I heard uber wealthy, like whoever made and sold Uber or developed it and owns it, they must be making a fortune right now, right? And why do I go there? Because all the pinnacles that came out and the way they had such a pronounced meaning in our message today. But the fact of the matter is, it's like whatever that limiting idea you research within yourself, like, you know, if you don't have something, if you perceive yourself as not having something or as having certain issues, like what's the self perception that keeps you in that position when you choose something different, right? And so as you focus upon that and you are open and receptive, you receive guidance, you receive answers, right? Some people afraid of the wealth that I'm seeing in these cards because they're afraid of what happens with their family, what happens with their friends, you know, what happens with, like, legit, I remember a time where I said, I don't want to be famous because then everywhere I go, you know, I'm gonna have to deal with all these people coming my way. I want to be able to eat at a restaurant and shop at the mall and take a walk with my kids at the park and shit like that. So what I did at that time was I literally created a visibility limitation for myself. So once I realized that I had did that, I did the soul searching to allow myself to heal that visibility wound within myself. Why? Because, you know, this could even go back to when I was in elementary school. I was just having this conversation with that lady I did her pedicure today with the smart little son. And because she was like so embarrassed to show her feet. I'm like, what's the problem? Ain't even nothing wrong with your feet. Well, she had a visibility wound, just like I did. I'll remember I was in like first grade and I wore open toe sandals to school. And children are cruel. And because my feet are bigger and I got long toes, boy, them kids let me have it all day long, talking about jolly green giant feet and your feet look like sleds and all this type of shit. Baby, I was 17 years old, which that was actually pretty early. By the time I was actually wearing my toes open in public again, I had a visibility wound. It's probably not something so simple, but anywhere where there was a visibility wound and you felt like you had to hide yourself, like this is like when you was a kid and you was singing at the top of your lungs and you just knew you was a singer, and then somebody is like, "Oh, you sound terrible," and then you didn't sing no more because of a visibility wound, right? So what is that visibility wound, or what is that place where you shrunk yourself because other folks didn't like, they were hating? You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck, right? But that took work to get there. Had to face that shadow. Stop running from the demons. Why was I afraid? What was I afraid to be seen? Why was I afraid of money? Why was I afraid? You know, a lot of people are so afraid to get robbed. Even that alone, that victim mentality of fear of being robbed will keep people poor, in poverty, right? So there's a whole, one of the things I believe that helped me in retrospect to break a lot of these personal woundings was this idea that it is none of your business what anybody thinks about you. It literally has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. That is a form of projection. When people have nothing but stupid shit to say to you, hurtful shit, belittling shit to say to you, that is their personal problem. And too many people, clearly us, otherwise this message wouldn't be coming out, have taken that shit and internalized it like it actually had some bearing on our life. Yeah, it's time to quit that. It's trying to drop that shit like a hot potato. Like don't pick it up. Don't pick it up. It was never yours. So anywhere where you have felt limited, whether it's in relationships, financially, visibility, whatever it is, your fame, your success, that you felt like there's some sort of glass ceiling you can't break through, or you're restricted, or you're blocked. You want to look at what's the belief that's keeping you there, because you've got some sort of belief. And look, you've come a long way, baby, like them slim ass cigarettes from Virginia. But you know, Spirit said this is your freedom. This is your rebirth from those old identities, from those old wounds, from those old traumas that kept you small, kept you in a box, kept you diminished, minimizing yourself, your character, your truth. Spirit said that. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Yeah, because now you see how you're a winner. You see how you're a winner. You know, so maybe somebody told you you was a loser at one point, and so you believed that shit. You owned it. It made a mark on your consciousness. Well, you can undo all that. You know, even the body. A lot of you will resonate with this. Even your physical body. Let's say you have you got an injury a long time ago. You was a child or whatever, right? You got an injury, and that created a scar. And then you live a decade, 2 decades later, you looking and oh shit, that scar isn't even there no more. So just like a scar can heal, these wounds, these traumas that have limited us, that have made us restrict ourselves, make ourselves small so other people can be comfortable, make ourselves small so we don't have to hear what the fuck they think about us, or whatever your personal reasons were to restrict yourself, limit yourself, right? All that shit can heal, but that's a choice, right? That is a choice that we have. That is a choice that we have to make for ourselves, to take the new beginnings, to make that our point of focus, to be focusing on how things work together, and all things work together for my success. All things work together to build me up. And just like the church would say it, if God brought you to it, he'll bring you through it type of shit. That's the energies. That is the energy here. Like there is nothing that you went through before that didn't make you stronger. Again, but you had to put in the work. And when you decided to put in the work, you started seeing how this physical reality started reflecting to you differently. And that is in your current experience. And this is what you're talking about. And so anywhere where this is about wealth, this is having a different perspective of wealth. Praise be, because in this position, I see the 10 of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles, that's equals 12, right? 12 is the hangman major arcana. The hangman, the major arcana, is about a different perspective. So whatever that limiting belief, that restrictive thought, that small self-identity was, this is about having a different perspective, right? If you are the divine child of the creator of all that ever is, was, will be, or could be, and that divine creator created all of this and everything else that you could possibly ever look at, why would you think that you're meant to be in poverty? That you're meant to be anonymous? That you're meant to be unseen, unheard, unvalued, whatever, unsuccessful? There's literally no reason to think that. If you just think about that fact, right? If you just think about that idea, that energy, like, let's take it a little bit more scientifically now instead of so religiously, but all of it tracks with me. So if we take it more scientifically and you look at planet Earth and everything and everyone on it as a whole organism, every bit of this organism is necessary. And then if you look at that from a microcosm perspective of that, a different perspective, then you realize like everything in your own life also necessary. And how did it benefit you? And how did it serve you well? Okay, interesting the way this message is coming through. I'm excited to get into the shaman's dream oracle. That shaman is ready to speak. This deck, I was thinking that it might have been at the shop because it was calling to me the other day. Didn't find it, found it last night. And today it called to me again. So now it's time. So some of you could resonate heavy with shaman energy. What is this Ace of Swords in? Well, first off, let's look at the Six of Wands here. Your idea of what is happening of your situation is victory. Okay, you cross the finish line. You're about to break the finishing tape. What do they call that? Anyways, what is the Six of Wands for the tribe, please and thank you? Show me the Six of Wands for my tribe of love and peace and happiness. Oh, look at this, the root girl. So the Six of Wands, it says the disowned self. What have you? I love this because there's a reclaiming here. There is a reclaiming. 4 and 6 is card number 46. So 46 significant for somebody, but 4 emperor, 6 lovers. Okay, this was about bossing up and taking and making choices that were boss level choices. About what? Getting to the root. Didn't I tell you where? I say it so many times. Like, we get to the root of situations. Why deal with the side effects? We're not going to deal with the fruit. We're going to go straight to the root and heal that shit. And how you did it? By reclaiming the disowned self, having success and victory in it. I told you that shadow work you were doing through that dark night of the soul. Boy, I picked that off the deck and I'm glad I did, because below it, we have the Knight of Wands, and in this deck, it's the rock star hiding underneath that shadow self, hiding inside the box, hiding in the smallness to make somebody else comfortable was your rock star. You unleashed that shit. You unleashed your inner rock star because you reclaimed your disowned self. This is what your victory is. If you a singer, you started singing again. If you's a dancer, you started dancing again. If you artist, you started arting again. Whatever it is, you started doing it again. Whatever they said you shouldn't do, couldn't do, that it was inappropriate, again, with that small-minded thinking, that limited thinking, all those things, when they told you no, you said yes. Because it was on your path. It wasn't on those people's path. It was never gonna get it. It's too advanced thinking. It's too independent thinking. You're not meant to be the same thing as everyone else. Look, you got 10 toes. And you know what? 10 fingers. The eyeball is not trying to be a toe or a finger, it's trying to be the eyeball. Every part of what you are is meant to be what you are. So you have to be what you are, because on the macrocosm of it, this is one organism and everything on earth is meant to be here. What is that unique thing of yourself that you put away because other people didn't like it? because they were hating on you, because they were talking shit about your long toes. Let me tell you, when I was 17 and I started decorating my toes and I started wearing them out, one of the things that gave me confidence was that I bumped into somebody. I was at a hotel party with all my high school friends, and there was somebody there that I did not know who had a fucking toe fetish. And let me tell you something, I don't wear my toes out now, but it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Think about it. There was confirmation in that. As you went through this journey of reclaiming the disowned self, you got confirmations. This is like, the person that I had married and divorced long ago used to tell me to stop singing. Didn't like my voice. How many of y'all love how I sing? As a matter of fact, some friends had invited me to a karaoke night. I went to karaoke, and when I tell you so many times, they say, "You killed the karaoke mic." I couldn't wait to come and read cards with you. Didn't know that that was going to become part of the message, right? One of my father's cousins, when I was younger, said, "What'd you do with all the money for the singing class?" Because they was just talking shit, teasing, right? But that shit hit my spirit back then. Yep, all that's gone. And now I sing like a twiddly twiddly twiddly. Okay? She rocks in the treetops all day long, hopping and bobbing, just singing a song. All the little birdies on JBC love to hear when she go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin. Somebody's name is Robin. Somebody's always saying rockin'. You started rocking that shit that they told you not to do, and guess what? Folks fell in love with it. Because you know what? It's so unique that the people that ain't haters, they fucking love it. Somebody needs to floss and gloss your shit, and that's what you've been doing. It makes the world a lot more interesting when people floss and gloss their shit. Like, it gives us options, it gives us entertainment, it gives us new products, it gives us so much different stuff when we floss and gloss our uniqueness. And no, everybody ain't gonna like it, but for as many that don't like it, there are so many that do like it. And you focus on the ones that do like it. You can sense when some people ain't vibing with you. That's fine, they ain't tried. Fuck what they talking about, you already know. Okay. So next, let's go to the judgment card. In this deck, it's called the Eon. And again, I was born by the river in a little tent. Whoa. And just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. And the change is here, baby, because you see your victory. You think it's only about, oh, I've reclaimed all my disowned parts of myself. Spirit said that not only that, but it's a liberation. It's a rebirth. You're rebirthing yourself. You're becoming made new. I heard become made new in the flesh and the spirit. That's what I heard. Okay. And then the 12 card here. This is card number 12. We already talked about the hangman, the different perspective, right? About your physical life, about your physical self, about your talent, skills, and ability, about your wealth. If you're crying, you needed that release, baby. And here, what does it say? The dragon's horde, protecting the future. A long time ago, I heard somebody's channeled message. This lady who I respect. As a matter of fact, I ain't heard none of her productions for a long time. However, it caught my eye. She had a video that talked about Draco and Draconians, right? So I listened to it, and it gave me information I had never heard nowhere before. And she was talking about how Draconians were from their planet Draco. And what they did was they consume energy so much because they detached themselves from the light within until they consumed everything on their planet and they had to leave their planet and they dispersed to other places. Then she went on to explain how a dragon is the energy of one who has reclaimed their connection to the light. So they went completely dark and then they reclaim the light. And when they do that, they become dragons, which are fierce protectors. So Spirit said, this is, you see all these names on this list? Protecting the future, baby. This is all the generations past, present, and future that are all benefiting this new thought, this new perspective, this freedom, this heal, this rebirth that you're doing. The dragon's heart. Dragons protect treasure. Spirit said you are protecting the treasure. Somebody got to do it. And apparently it's you. The other thing we were talking about, this girl is on fire. Well, here's the thing. Everybody knows dragons breathe fire. You speak, you burn up those old identities. Speak that shit into existence. Don't speak it out of existence. Everybody ain't gonna get it, but I trust and know that you will burn up some old beliefs, some archaic thoughts. It will sit in their soul until it hits their consciousness. If it ever does or if it ever doesn't matter. When you spoke it, it was like a fire burning up the old identities, burning up the limited consciousness, building up the lack of awareness, allowing the rebirth to come through. Spirit said that's what it really is. And yes, of course, you have your own dragon's horde. Okay, and I heard this, and I'm going to say it because wealth came out here. You had the Wheel of Fortune there, and you had the wealth card here with the Ten of Pentacles, and they're saying yes. What anywhere where this is applying to actually your wealth consciousness or your business, you got legacy energy, baby. This is not just about you. This is about trust fund babies. I heard trust fund babies because you are the trust fund baby of the universe. The more you trust the universe that you have, the more it funds, and then you become the one who is the benefactor of the trust fund babies, right? Okay. Wealth consciousness training here, like get you a trust fund. Put everything you own in the trust fund. Okay. Learn more about that as your wealth, your financial wealth comes in because of these new perspectives. Trust fund babies. Okay. Ace of Swords. You had a brand new idea, a new awareness, and it was facts. It was facts. Show me more about that. Thank you. Perfect. One card, just like we want it. Wow. Card number 26. It says gathering around the power of community. Earlier, we already channeled it through. We rise together. There is power. I tell you all the time on this channel, this tribe, everybody here, whether you're watching it live or on the replay or 10 years and 5 months and 6 days from the day it was recorded, tribe. We are a powerful and potent community. We touch all the areas of the globe. Because I know for a fact that like Miss Des and Janine, they in New Zealand. And they're always here on the channel. And they have been for a long time. So that means that even if we didn't have, I forgot the name of the person who came on here the other day and said they were here from Spain. I know I'd be having some that be commenting that from Portugal and Brazil, all these different places. Baby, we are worldwide. We are worldwide. So the fact is, ooh, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. I love that you just told me that. Because this whole channel exists because I asked Spirit, what is me reading the cards doing for me? And the card that came out was love. And Spirit had it on my heart to say, hey, uh, read on YouTube. And I was doubtful of my skill and ability to do so. So the next question I asked was, what's the result if I do read these cards on YouTube? And you know the answer, the card literally said, Sea of Love. It was an oracle. I still have it here. Sea of Love. I've talked about this many times on the channel. You are the Sea of Love. We are gathering community. This is the truth. These are the facts. You being there, you could feel alone, but baby, you are not alone. For I am here with you. And this is why Spirit always encourages us to be tuned in, tapped in, turned on, baby. Give it a like. Make sure you subscribe. Get the live notifications. Hype the videos, because our being here, we are not alone. There are other people that are still coming to find the channel. The more you hype it, the more you like it, the more active you are on the channel, the more you circulate the channel, watch old videos, get active, because it's benefiting you and you're loving it. And you're like, yes, this is my tribe. I love what she be talking about. I love the way she be singing. I love everything about it. Okay, cool. This is exactly what happens. We attract more of us from everywhere, right? I know we have them all over the United States. I know we have people in Europe. I know we have people all over the place watching, listening, tuned in this powerful, potent, authentic, divine energy of love and peace and happiness. That's our foundation for everything. You knew the power of community and you building on it. So let's go to that next position with the Three of Pentacles. Why is the Three of Pentacles there? Where it says it works, talking about collaborations. Huh. And it says the divine matrix. Card number 24 with the galactic mushroom. Three of Pentacles. And they're showing me the year 2024. Something interesting there. Okay. But the divine matrix, because of our personal potent ability, our personal potent and powerful self identity, our willingness to be teachable, our willingness to be receptive, and to stick out like a sore thumb in this world of normal ass people, right? We tap in this divine matrix. And all we have to do literally is just be ourselves. Because let me tell you, even on the days where I get so busy, so exhausted, or I'm literally just told not to go live for whatever reason I don't understand. And if I take a break, sometimes it's been 2 or 3 days. But I come back and guess what? It's still growing. We're still thriving. The energy is still there. Y'all still be in my comment section because we tapped into Divine Matrix. And this platform, our channel here, because it is our channel here allows us to connect with other people through conscious awareness. You're always doing it anyways, but this is being done through conscious awareness. So it's really beautiful. So let's see what else is there in the blessings that are revealing more to us. We have the Five of Wands. It says strife on the card. And with that, we have card number 40, mindful group think. Again, reiterating the fact that we are powerful and potent and mighty in our energy. And when we come together and we focus on our own authentic divine empowerment, our self growth, soul evolution, conscious awareness, and then the other people that are attracted to our tribe that we don't even know yet, as it blossoms like this beautiful rainbow rose over here in full blossom, like we're all connected. And all these different things that have happened in our life, like some of y'all I've had somebody actually told me that they found my channel when they were ready to commit the big self infliction of suicide, and they changed their mind. Like finding this channel stopped that. I've had people come to me and they were in a huge depression in their life because their partner died, and they found the channel and they tapped in to our tribe's energy. Because see, even when there was only two people in our life, when it was only Interstellar Frequency and Janine Beagle in our lives, and they're like, where's everybody at? We were still connected to all of you. We were still connected to all of you. We were connected to John Christie. We were connected to Daddy Lopez. We were connected to Steve Martin. We were connected to all of you, Veronica. We were connected to all of you. We were connected to Harry Carey. We were connected to the New Beginning Church. We're connected to Catherine, Anastasio. We're connected to the cute little dog. What was I connected to all of you? Rose Neal, 24K. We was connected to Juanita Wormington. We was connected to Natasha Shoren. We were connected to all of you. Miss Des, Pringles, Out of the Ashes, Constantia. We were connected to all of you since way back then. We stayed consistent. We stayed in our energy. We stayed in our tribe. We kept coming back. We kept doing our thing. And you know what? Y'all showed up. Even when it seemed like there was nobody there, when it seemed like we were being restricted and blocked and shadow banned and all the other shit, it worked. It didn't matter. And then what happened? Yeah, a lot of y'all came in at the same time. All of a sudden, the dam burst forth, just like we had from the reading the other day. The other thing about this strife, because it's a five of wands, tarot lesson time. The minor arcana cards, which are your court cards and your number cards, they all have a number on them, which is going to refer you to a major arcana card. So the five major arcana is the Hierophant. The Hierophant right here is the teacher. It's the life lesson. So the five of wands is to learn the life lessons about actions. The action that was taken that serves as a blessing that is unfolding is the group think and being mindful. I love this energy. This is actually quite amazing. Lord of mercy. Bring it back. Tell the DJ, bring it back. OMG. Hold on, guys. I'm still here. Yeah, do that. I can't get to. Okay. There. Sweet. All right. Let's keep going with it. Let me see what we have over here with the Prince of Wands and the Journalist. Because this is in the position of the challenge. And it said, oh, they reporting on you. Somebody report on you. They talking. They talking shit. They talking smack. They making reports. The other thing of it is with the Prince of Wands and the Journalist is like false news, right? Also reporting. So this is but again, what did we say? I still can't get the worldly saying, but it's like people talking about you ain't a bad thing. It's just free marketing at the end of the day. Like it's just free marketing. Let them talk. Let them gossip, baby. It has no bearing on who you are, what they think of you. But go ahead, let them spread the word, right? Let me see. Why is this Prince of Wands here for my tribe in this energy where you have reclaimed yourself? You know it. It's being recognized because you out here flossing and glossing all you have. And then actually you are also protecting the future. And you're a whole dragon up in this shit because you got your light and your dark. You got it all. And you're benefiting humanity. Why is this Prince of Swords here? Are you going to give me a card or do I need to reach in and pick one? Because what's the deal with the journalists? They said we don't want to say too much about it. But here you go. Okay. And we have the whale song resonating. Didn't I say it? That let them talk their shit? Because we're gonna bring it back to nail salon again. Because while that nail tech is like, oh, I can't stand her. Like she just thinks she's better than everybody. And she's always posting and talking shit about all of the other nail techs. And so their client is like checking it out. Oh, and they come because it resonates with them. They're like, well, maybe I should go check them out. So, in other words, let them talk all the shit they want because it's free promotion, honey. It is free promotion. Yeah. I heard, say it. Put it in the comments. Claim that shit. I am promoted. I am promoted. People promote me. I get promoted everywhere. Free promotions. People be promoting me and they think they working against me, but all that does is promote me even further. There you go. So promotions are definitely in this energy. Let me see in your environment. You had the 10 of Pentacles, the tribe energy, the wealth consciousness. Thank you. I see you. You promoted. Yes, baby, you promoted. I hear you. I see you. I love you. It takes one to know one. And what do we have? Oh, the lost compass, getting back to integrity. Outward indicators are not so reliable. Tear up the picture. Love me or leave me. Being in your mind, it says. Okay, so the wealth consciousness is here. So your money is here. And the lost compass, getting back to integrity, like, listen, certain folks just ain't gonna be there. Okay, certain folks just ain't gonna be there because you're focused on your integrity, and because you're focused on your integrity, wealth is showing up. Because integrity is a very high vibration. People don't understand the value and importance and relevance of being honest and in your integrity, because see, integrity means whether you being watched or not, which you are being watched, but if you're being watched or not, you still do what you ought to, right? And that's valuable, because remember, what you do is what you put out there, and what you put out there comes back to you. So if you're a person of integrity, you're going to attract more integrity. It's a very high vibration. A lot of people, oh, they love to do, their beautiful things in the limelight, in the spotlight, when the cameras are on them and shit. But in the dark room, when nobody's watching, then they want to pee on people and shit. You know what I'm saying? They want to do nasty shit, be cannibals and pedophiles and some more shit, motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm calling them out. Absolutely, we're going to call them out. You be on point because of your integrity. And so that is being recognized. There's a lot of people around you, though, who are not in their integrity. They say they smiling in your face. They got two faces. They got a whole lot of identities and perceptions and presentations. Depending on who's looking, it depends on who's in their face, the way they're gonna talk to them. Okay, there's a lot of those people. But wealth is attracted to you because of your integrity. This is the energy of money comes in easily. Money always finds me. Money always shows up for me in a variety of ways. Money loves my presence. This is the energy. Put it in the comments, right? And a lot of people have that idea that there's something wrong with wealth, right? Because of who had the wealth before you. But if you have that idea that wealth has got an issue attached to it, that's why you're in poverty consciousness, because you think that only the evil ones got wealth. If that has been your experience, then you need to understand that you have a responsibility to be as wealthy as you will allow yourself to be, because the money loves coming through your hands, because a person, wealth is nothing more than an amplifier of energy. And it's going to amplify what you are. It's going to amplify what you are. If you're evil, your evil will be amplified with your wealth. If you got that golden heart condition of love and peace and happiness, you will be amplifying that energy on earth. This is why money is in your environment. If you vibe, your tribe. If you don't vibe, oh, you're not here. There's that. That's the energy, right? You have a whole tribe of connections of people who have gotten back to their integrity, who are on point. You got all the tribe here that is in resonance with you. And anything or anyone that tries to distract you, take you off your path, try to knock you, try to rock you, that shit get dismissed. And they still end up promoting you. They still end up promoting you. They still end up building up your algorithm and shit, right? So let's go to our next position. The guidance is the Knight of Swords. Remember that you the game master. You figured out so much stuff about mind mechanics, about energy and how it flows, about universal laws, about esoterics and mysticism and the power of your mind and your feeling and vibration and frequency and all of these things. Why is the game master here? Remember that y'all are on chess and they still playing Uno. They playing shoots and ladders and shit. Let me see. What else? Why the Knight of Swords, the Game Master? Thank you. Because of the heart, home, and compassion. Card number 27. This is what has turned you into the master. Because what you have done, you did it again because of that love and peace and happiness. You have compassion. You use compassion. This is why you don't browbeat people who don't get it. This is why you don't use your light as a tool of the dark and force your beliefs, your knowing, and your ways upon others. You allow them to be where they are. You understand that they're at another level of consciousness, yet you honor your own and you honor them. You see the divine in them. You know that they also are part of this complete organism of humanity. Everybody is here for a reason. Not one of us is devalued. We're all valid. We're all necessary part of this human experience. Even the jerks, the douchebags, and the kids that bullied you, and the lovers that didn't love you, and all this other shit. That love and peace and happiness. Keep applying that. Continue to be compassionate. What Jesus said, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. You know that. You get it. A lot of people don't even know what the fuck they're doing. If you're a calculus and you college and you're not gonna get mad and start talking shit to the kindergartners that don't get it. Remember, you like the kindergarten teacher. Let them be where they're at. Honor where you're at also, right? So just like kindergartners versus college and university students ain't partying together. A kid's party is really different than a university or college student's party. Very different. You don't have to do the same stuff as them, but you can have compassion. Let the little kids play together. That's fine. Let them play together. They do what they do. It doesn't have to have any bearing upon you. Okay. This is all taking you to the Wheel of Fortune with our outcome energy. What else? Thank you. Love the way this is flowing. The horned cactus, resourcefulness, card number 29. I see Taurus energy in this. I can't help it. And earlier somebody said all in the desert or something along those lines. And yeah, the cactus. The cactus is interesting. It's prickly. In the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, and within the cactus, like it can survive in the toughest of conditions. You have the ability to be extremely resourceful. If the wrong people, if they don't know how to come towards you, if they don't come towards you skillfully, they'll get pricked in the outcome. This is why your compassion has to be there. If somebody gets pricked, you don't have to dig into them. If somebody pricks himself on a cactus, the cactus doesn't then turn and chase them. It still stays planted where it is. So, it's reminding me of this experience when my daughter was a child. We were in front of the house at somebody's house and they had a cactus, and my daughter fell into the cactus. It pricked the fuck out of her, but it didn't come after her and then proceed to stab her even more. It was her own misstep that allowed her to get pricked. The cactus isn't trying to chase nobody and prick them. I hope that makes sense. I'm sure, I trust, and I know that you get what I'm saying there. in the Wheel of Fortune. The other thing is you're going to be resourceful with what you have. This is not frivolous spending. This is well thought out, right? The wealth that is here for you is to be used wisely. We talked about trust funds already briefly, but also the understanding that wealth is an amplifier of your heart condition. If you're a shitty fucking person with a lot of money, you're going to do a lot of shitty shit with it. But if you got that golden heart condition, you could create a lot of love, peace, and happiness with all that wealth. What will you what will you support? What will you amplify with the wealth? What will you promote? What will you back with your wealth? Right? Well, if you got a golden heart condition, it's likely to be something really fucking beautiful. And that's what this tribe has. Wealth is not a bad thing if you're not a bad person, right? It's what you do with it. Just like water, baby. Somebody could call water deadly while somebody else calls it life-giving, cleansing. Somebody could drown in the water, or they can be cleansed and satiated with it. And we did have the card of satiety coming out here, saying that's what you're going to do in this energy. Love, happy connections, right? Promoting positive energies, empowering energies, authentic people, and authentic projects of empowerment, of consciousness. Remember, it's not money that's bad. It's what do you do with it? And if there's all these people that have had all this wealth, this is definitely talking about the transfer of wealth and power that has been coming through this channel for so long, right? All these people that had wealth and power on this earth for so long, working in deceptive, manipulative, evil ways with it, being abusive with it, right? How much more responsibility do we have? How much more opportunity is there for us to create powerful, lasting, systemic change? They gave me the word systemic with wealth, with all the wealth we have, and all the wealth that is yet still arriving for us. Okay, love it. Let's see. You have the universe. I heard at your beck and call. They said at your beck and call. And you're learning more empowered ways to call on the universe, to speak it into existence rather than out of existence, like we used to, and like so many others still do. Speaking it into existence. And when we don't know the how, and we don't know the details, and we don't know when, we can let the universe fill in those blanks, and that's okay. So let me see, why is the universe here for the tribe? Give us some more on this, please, and thank you. And it's here because we have, oh, the dream thief, refusal of the call. And I want to tell you that it did come out in reverse. So if that's the facts, you're not stealing your own dream. Again, speaking it into existence, not out of existence. And you are answering the call. You are answering the call. And the other thing is this 13, again, transformation. The transformation of the balance of wealth and power on earth is already begun. It's also saying that's why it came out in reverse. They said your dreams have already begun to come true. Have you been able to see that, identify it, focus upon that? That message is coming out in reverse for a lot of very powerful reasons. You have personal dreams. How are you currently living those dreams? Maybe it's just a portion of it. If that's enough for now, you can grow that energy by focus upon how you're living it now. Beautiful. Thank you. They're reminding me of the conversation I told you already that I met up with some friends to do some karaoke today. And as I got there, one of my friends, beautiful lady, she says to me, "How was your day today?" There are different versions of the story that I could have related to her, but I chose to relate the vision and the tale of my day, which was living my dream life and answering the call, because I told her my day started off easy. I had time to do all the things I wanted for my self-care with ease. Then I had the opportunity to meet up with the client, and I had the opportunity to hang out with my grandchildren. Then I had the opportunity to have another client meeting. And now I get to come out and meet you and hang out and sing and have some social fun time too. There's other ways I could have said that shit. There could have been dream killing instead of dream honoring and dream building, right? And I followed all of that explanation of my day up with, it was actually a very wealthy day. It is a very wealthy experience when you could do all these different things that you love and that matter to you within the same day, right? I didn't focus upon what didn't happen that day. I focused upon what did happen during the day, how it was beautiful for me, and that was my choice. We all have the choice of how we're going to put the universe to work. It's at our beck and call. So you can sit up there and talk about, oh, well, I only had this much today, belittling what you did have today. You could make it sound like it's not enough and beat it out and speak it out of existence, or you could build it up with our works and builder energy over here in the Three of Pentacles. Keep building it up, right? Keep building it up with your words tapped into the divine matrix in a way that works. I'm thinking now of a conversation that I had with a buddy of mine who said, "Oh, I feel like my wife is always trying to do too much. She wants to do this, she wants to do that. And I'm more worried about paying the bills and getting our debts handled and this and that and the other." I said, "Wow, do you realize like you're a dream killer to your own wife?" And when I said that, oh, it was prickly. But the person I said it to, it landed on ears that could hear. And the prickliness of it gave a different perspective. So sometimes we could have an experience that will make us aware of how we have been falling on our own fucking cactus and stabbing ourselves all over, right? It absolutely is key, our point of perception. We do get to choose how we feel, and we get to let others decide for themselves, and that doesn't have to have any relation or bearing on ourselves. Both of their experiences could have been true at the same time. Where, yes, she wants to go do this and she wants to go do that and she wants to go have fun. And yes, he still can earn for the family and take care of the responsibility. Literally, when I pointed out that your wife has more consciousness than you do, you have a lack in limitation perspective. Like, why you gotta kill her dreams? Y'all supposed to be partners in this. What are you doing? And whoa, consciousness was shifted. I could feel the shift of energy in that conversation. How are you doing that to yourself? Have you been killing your own dreams, falling on your own cactus, and still not realizing, like, damn, I keep doing this to myself? Right? A lot of people like to say stuff about, oh, I have to rob Peter to pay Paul. That is a conversation that doesn't help you. That's falling on your own prickly cactus, right? And you're all allowed to have your own ideas of what you think I should do. But again, if you're here and you like it, stay. If you don't, what the fuck are you doing here? That's just it, right? So let's see with the Eight of Swords, where you choose to stay focused on what you're doing and not the interference that people try to throw your way, right? Because that's what some people will do. You over here giving from your soul, giving the channel messages that come to you freely, mind you. Nobody pays for the presence. Is you just giving it freely. It's not like this is a paid attendance event. And then people want to try to throw you off your game. They want to try to limit you and talk down to you because they don't fucking get it. I heard if they don't fucking get it, they should fucking get lost. Nobody is obligated to be here. Nobody's twisted your arm or pulled your ear or whooped your ass into submission to be here, right? And it's the same thing in life. They don't have to be here. If they fall on the prickly cactus and they don't like it and they don't learn the lesson, oh, they don't have to come to this house no more. It's literally that simple. So what you're choosing is to stay focused and fuck the interference. And it's just like the comment section. If they get in there talking shit enough with no fucking pre-warning, we will click gone and they'll never comment on this channel again. Period. Right? If they're not productive, if what they have to say is not productive, if it's trying to be interference, you're choosing what you allow and what you don't allow, understanding that it's all part of a perfectly designed organism. So even the trolls that like to get on here, and even the trolls in life that try to throw you off your path and tell you that it's stupid that you're by appointment and you charge too much, even they serve a purpose. And it's so affirming and it's so confirming. I learned when they tell me that, oh, I'm not sending a deposit. Oh, great. That's somebody I don't need in my salon. I learned when they get on my channel and they try to choose to interfere with the process that's happening here. I learned that they serve a great purpose. Boundaries are real. And, the toe doesn't get near the eyeball. We talked about every part of the organism is necessary. It's very necessary. So you have to learn boundaries. You have to learn your requirements for engagement and for presence. And how would you learn these things if you didn't have the people that are getting pissed off about what you're saying, doing, or how you're being? The people that try to knock you down from the thing that matters to you, that you enjoy, that you love, that you're actually here for, and it's part of your life purpose. Remember, those demons only try to stop you from what you're doing because you're not serving the same devil that they serve. That's why they try to get in your way. So when you see them doing that, trying to insert an unbeneficial energy into your experience, throwing salt on your game, trying to troll in your comment section, or not the way you do business, or not the personal choices you have, you're allowed to be you. And they don't have to be here. You have the opportunity to put your foot down and stay focused on what you know to be true. Right? That's why a lot of the trolls that come on the channel, like, they don't get no airtime from me. They get dismissed forever, permanently. Yeah, they'll never comment on here again because what? I'm focused on what spirit got coming through, channeling through. And that's that. So let's see some more about that. Eight of Swords with the interference, the drifter. Card number 14, experiencing life as it comes. Yes, you do experience life as it comes. And like a lot of people are going to drift in and out of your life. Just like a lot of trolls drift in and out the channel. Oh, well, poof, be gone. It's like magic. It's amazing. When you're doing something that can disrupt the system, that supports the transfer of wealth and power on earth, Oh, trust and believe. The lower vibrational entities and energies will definitely try to get in the way of that. But again, they're meant to drift in and out, in and out, in and out. And a lot of times, some of this stuff I heard can come internally. Some of this stuff can come internally where you have these ideas that are self limiting ideas. Let that shit go, right? And oh, they said this too. Sometimes those self limiting ideas you have, they're not even yours because the tribe is extremely spiritually sensitive. So you're able to perceive the ideas that are flowing in your auric field, the feelings that are flowing in your auric field, sometimes even physical feelings. And so it's wise to remember to ask yourself, is this mine? So you can focus on what's really yours and let that other shit go. Listen, I tell this to people all the time. I was not meant for everybody, and I'm not trying to do everybody's nails. Everybody is not meant to be part of my tribe on this channel that we have here on our channel. And everybody is not meant to be my client. Everybody's not meant to be my friend. Everybody's not meant to be my family. Everybody's not meant to be my lover. But there are those that are meant to be my tribe. There are those that are meant to be my clients. There are those who are meant to be my family, my friends, my lovers. And guess what? That's what I'm here for, and that's what I'm focused on, and that's the energy that's coming through. Anything that's not that, you let that shit go. And that's your choice. And that's what you do. Yeah. You're focusing on what works instead of what doesn't work. You're focusing on what's upbuilding, what's part of your divine matrix, because you are a divine being, the divine child of all that ever is, was, would be, or could be. Praise be. So let's go to our next position here is what you're doing, focusing on the love, focusing on pure connections, focusing on authenticity and tribe energies, focusing on happiness, right? This is what you're actually doing. Satiety. You're choosing what fills you up instead of what drains you. You're choosing to be filled up. Now, mind you, they don't drain you. You drain yourself by lowering your vibration to entertain that shit. If I allowed the trolls to repeatedly continue to comment their bullshit on this channel, my comment stream would be so filled with bullshit that I wouldn't be able to stay focused on this empowering message. Likewise, in your life, if it's filled with all the trolls that just want to be there to distract you and throw you off your point of focus, you'll be so focused on the wrong fucking thing, like a lot of people do, that you won't be satisfied and you will drain yourself. Because remember, nobody has more power in your life than you do. Not me, not anyone else. So it's a choice. If you feel drained, you need to ask yourself, how am I allowing myself to be drained? How am I draining myself to entertain this situation? Again, we're not here with the New Age thought. We're beyond that. New Age thought is still giving power away to other people. People in the New Age spiritual community are always talking about, oh yeah, they just drain me. I can't go to these events. I can't be around certain people because they just drain me. They giving all the power away to somebody else that has more control in their life, and they're limiting themselves. That's a falsehood. That's a personal belief that doesn't serve their best interest. They're creating their own horned cactus. They're creating their own ceiling, blockages, restrictions, and limitations. Authentic, divine, empowered nature is free. It's capable. It's able. It's divine. It's authentic. It's empowered, which means I'm the one with all the power in my life. If you vibe with that, put it in the comments. I'm the one with all the power in my life, right? And that's a great reclamation of your power. Because remember, this whole situation had to do with reclaiming your power. all the ways that you gave your power away to someone. Well, I don't wear open toe shoes because, them kids, they talked a lot of shit back when I was in kindergarten. What the fuck? Are you seriously still giving your power away to them kids in kindergarten? If you want your toes out, girl, put your toes out. You see what I'm saying? You see me? You so unique on this planet. Yes, you're like an alien, baby. You are like an alien. I love the way the channel messages work, and I love the way y'all play into these messages. You are like you ain't normal walking around here because it's nobody's fault. It's not their fault. We're not devalidating the shitty shit that people do. You're right about that. But if you're allowing yourself to be drained, you have all the power to do something about it. If somebody else is responsible for the draining, well, damn, what the fuck power do you have? I mean, maybe you know something I don't know, but this is what I do know, and this is what I've lived, and this stuff that is channeling through today has literally changed my life. So you are choosing what fills you up. You are choosing for yourself, and you're doing that. Anything else goes by the wayside. It drifts in, it drifts out. You give it just enough attention to evaluate it and say, hey, is this mine? And when it's not yours, you let that shit flow and go. Absolutely. You release it back to your here universe, because remember, you have the universe. You can give anything back to the universe. As a matter of fact, my buddy, I got another buddy, and he said, I used to weigh 300 pounds. This dude is actually like probably 80 pounds wet now. And he's like, you can't lose anything, but you can give it away. He said, you know why I lost all that weight? I said, why, my friend? And he said, because I gave it away. There's somebody out there that needed it more than me, so I just gave it away. He started mentally, emotionally giving it away. And it went away because he gave it away. Just like you can give your power away, you can give away what you don't want. Listen, this shitty shit person, I give it back to you, universe. You know what to do with them better than me. You know where they're needed. They're not needed here. I give it back to you. You can have that. This is like throwing a fish back. Oh, which fish do the fishermen tend to throw back? The ones that are too little to eat. The fishermen throw back the fish that is too little to eat so they can grow. Baby, if it ain't ready for you, just throw it back. Give it back to the universe. Why the 10 of cups is here with satiety? Because you choosing to satisfy yourself. This is what you actually doing. Love it. In the hand, the universe is your partner. Yo, I just want to take a moment. This card coming out right now, can we say huge confirmation that we are channeling the fuck out of these messages for you in every channeling, in every session, every time we go live? Everything that happens is part of the message. The power is in your hand. The universe is your partner, and you are choosing what to keep in your hand. And if it doesn't belong in your hand, you give it back to the universe. And just like that, you also allow yourself to receive and accept and hold what the universe has for you. Is it mine? Oh, yes. Okay, cool. I'll keep it. Thank you. It is mine. It matches my energy. It matches my vibe. It matches my tribe. And when it's not, we let it go, let it flow, give it back to the universe. You know where this is better suited. It's not suited well for me. They're focusing on the numbers. It's card number 31. Somebody was born on the 31st. Card number 31. Empress energy, major arcana 3. Magician energy, major arcana 1. 3 plus 1 equals 4. That's emperor energy. Interesting. I love it. So you receive what you attract and you stabilize it. Whether you stabilize it in your hand or you stabilize yourself and give it back to the universe, you create stability by what you keep in your hand. So if you keep a shit you don't like, that's like going to the buffet of life and putting some stuff on your plate that you're allergic to, and that ain't gonna do nothing but torment you. But if you're receiving what you love to eat when you go to life's buffet and you putting that good shit on your plate, oh, it's gonna be a delicious meal. The universe is your partner. It literally works with you. You know that. So you're choosing what is choosing you. You're engaging with, entertaining, being filled up by what fills you in a way that you want to be filled. Because you could be filled with the vacuum and emptiness if you choose that. But you're not. You are choosing things that honor the beauty that you see for your life, the good times, the fun, pure positive energy, connection, fulfilling, great conversations, great interactions, stuff that builds stories that you want to tell over and over again because they're so good. There's a message in that too, because they're saying the other part of it is that you have also stopped telling all those horror stories. Yeah, horror stories, not horror stories. For somebody, it is horror stories. But for all of you, it's horror stories. You stop telling all those horror stories and you're telling the story that you love. That's great. They're referring me back to when I told her that's like a wealthy lifestyle. It's a very wealthy feeling to be able to have this day that is complete with all the different things that I love. And I hadn't even read cards in the day by then. So by now, like my 10 is all the way on 10. Thank you. I love that. They're saying, yes, and from 10, your 10 can expand. If it's on 9, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 1, or 2, or 0, it can't expand. It's got to be full to expand. It's got to be full. 10 is full. 10 fingers, 10 toes. They're all there. It's complete. So you're living a life that's full. You very well know how to choose and do and honor and focus upon the fuller way of relating your experience, observing your experience. It's all about your own observation. It's all about your own perception. It's a beautiful, empowering way of being. And it literally will shift the energy. The more you focus there, that's what's driving the engine of your life. And all the other pulleys and belts and all the other little functions are being turned by the central energy, the core vibration, the engine of your life is moving all the wheels. So when you're focused on, I fucking love this, and you keep doing what you love, let's say somebody here, I'm going to say this for your benefit, because somebody here, there's something that you do and you say, but I fucking hate it, and how the fuck can I stop doing it when I need to go to this job or I need to do this thing that I hate doing? It's time for a perspective shift. If it's something that's necessary but your perspective is fucked up about it, then you ask, where's the positive energy in this? What's the higher perspective of this? How can I feel good about this shitty thing? Because this sure has felt shitty up until now. But Mel's crazy ass on YouTube said she was tried, and most of what she said resonated, except for when she got there. So how can I take the shitty thing that I have to do all the time and have another perception of it? How can I perceive this thing that feels necessary to me, and how can I perceive it differently? How can I transmute the way I feel about this thing that I must do? I often tell this story about when I did that with dishwashing. I used to get so angry washing dishes all the time because most of those dishes I did not eat off of. Most of those messes in the kitchen I did not create, but I was constantly cleaning them up. And one day I put my money where my mouth was, and I did this about washing dishes. And I realized, like, well, I have dishes to wash because I have family in my house. And I have dishes to wash because we have food to eat. And I have dishes to wash because they are satisfied, they're healthy, they're eating good food. And in that alone, because I did love them and I do love them, right? That alone shifted my perspective and my perception and my observation of the task that I used to hate my whole fucking life. And I realized why I hated it as I did this this technique as well, because my chore was always to do the dishes. And my sister's chore was always to take out the trash. And when I would stand there in the kitchen washing dishes every day, and she got to take a walk across the street and enjoy the evening air, I wish I could do what she was doing. But I had to wash the dishes. So it was a had to, not a get to. Those internal dialogues and observation shifts changed my life. Until this day, I have a way better experience washing dishes. No longer does it bring up anger, rage, and spite inside of me, resentment and bitterness, but it did. And I know that's a lightweight experience, but I've also done this over heavyweight experiences, like my father's suicide. If you've been on this channel for a while, you know that when I was 15, I watched myself burn himself to death along with my mother and my sister and the rest of my high school, because high school just got let out. And that, for the longest time, was the one thing that fucked up the rest of my life. It was my life's tragedy. And then I had a perception shift, an observation shift, a change of perspective that freed me from so much tragedy, because I realized that by my father's behavior and action, I had greater value on my life. I had greater value on the presence I had for my children. And it shifted the entire energy. I also realized, like, some people's torment goes on for years, sometimes decades. My torment, my father was dead within 2 minutes from the time the fire started until he died. My torment was for 2 minutes, and the healing process could begin. That healing process was what developed my consciousness to the level where this YouTube channel became a reality years ago. This is why I'm able to channel messages, because I got a crash course, a speed course. I got to move through the anger, the pain, the hurt, and, find the blessing in it, find the lesson in it, find the benefit to me. How did it benefit me? So whether it's about washing dishes or somebody's offing themselves or whatever abuse or pain you suffered, I'm telling you from experience that the universe is your partner. And if you can find the fulfilling parts of all those negative experiences, you will literally transmute the energies over those experiences. Because as long as it's the fucked up thing that ruined your life, as long as it's your life's tragedy, it can only show up that way. And as long as it's that pain, that fucked up thing you have to do, it can only show up that way. But when you can have that perspective shift, right, you will free yourself to have a whole nother experience. And sometimes when you do that, it's certain things you ain't gonna have to do no more, right? Sometimes the experience will change so much that you will never have to do that again. It's amazing the way this works. And sometimes you'll do it for a while and then later you won't do it again. You never know what could happen. A lot can happen, but it'll be different. Praise be, because sometimes that's all you want. You just want something different, right? Different than what you know. All right, let's go over here in the feeling. The Seven of Swords. Sometimes you just feel like it's pointless. Okay, sometimes you just feel like it's pointless. And because of what I just finished talking about, it does feel like there's certain experiences you've had that you don't want to think about. You don't want to touch them. You don't even want to look at it. It's like, so let's sweep that under the rug. It doesn't exist. Yes, the fuck it does. If it's important enough for you to sweep it under the rug and it's been there that long and you so afraid of touching it, it's a need to touch it. But let me see more about the Seven of Swords, because we also talked about you are feeling that you're not for everyone. Everybody's not gonna get it. And we have the jeweled web, connectivity, card number 32. Empress energy, High Priestess energy. 3 plus 2 equals 5. That's Hierophant energy. And that is receive the inner knowing, receive the sacred secrets of that life lesson. How did that experience turn into your life lesson? How did that experience benefit you? Where is the jewel in the web of shit of my experience or your experience or that experience or whatever the fuck you want to call it? Everything is connected. So when you shift your perspective, which was heavily emphasized in this, perspective shift is everything. That's where you can end up in your victory energy, right? So let's go then into the position of what you're communicating. As you do the work inside and you look at yourself from another perspective, the world begins to reflect that back to you, mirror it back to you because you wasn't afraid to put in the work. You got into the spiritual gym. You exercised your energy, your mind, your point of focus, and you found the golden gem within. Then the mirror of life reflects that back to you. Let me see why this is here. Show me some more, please, and thank you, Lord Source God, creator of all that ever is, was, will be, or could be. Sky Daddy, Sky Mommy, the highest self, and it says overflow. Card number 43. Empress, Emperor, Empress energy. 4 plus 3 equals the Chariot. That's 7, major arcana 7. So Emperor, bossing up so you can receive the ability to move on from struggle and challenges, overcome blockages, and actually get some momentum, some movement in your energy and in life, because the change is here, baby. The change is now. Overflow. When you realize that the universe is constantly your partner, and you understand pronoia, that the whole universe is conspiring in your best interest, you literally can create so many moments throughout your day. If not, when you really practice with it, you can live your whole day on overflow energy. Nothing will drain you, nothing will throw you out of character, nothing will throw you off your vibe. And if it manages to, it will be so brief and so temporary that it won't affect your dominant energy. It won't affect your dominant point of attraction. It won't affect your dominant frequency or your dominant vibration. It won't affect your uh, current new identity, because a lot of that stuff that is so fleeting, drifting in and out, like we said, is part of the old self identity, old reality trying to rear its ugly head, and you just gotta keep moving in the same direction. Don't go backwards because of it, right? So you're communicating, whether that is with your highest self or other people, or like I'm here on this platform communicating with you. You're talking about how reality is mirroring you differently. It's mirroring you from what you've become. In the Princess of Dis, as the position of what you know that you're like a kindergarten teacher. The kindergarten teacher's level of conscious awareness is so far from the students that they're teaching. So that again is talking about, you know, shit that they don't know. You're not going to beat the children. You're not going to browbeat them or try to force them to get it when it's outside of their capacity to understand. You allow children to be children. They're more focused on playing. The teachers focused on teaching and learning and reading books and eating good food and their time off, and as well as their lesson plan. So let me see some more. Why the Princess of Disc is here for the tribe in the what you already know. Everybody is not there, but it doesn't mean you're the only one. See, the kindergarten teacher, if there's a kindergarten teacher, there's other teachers. This is not Little House on the Prairie, baby. There are many teachers out there. Connect with other teachers, I'm hearing. So let me see what you know, what you know, what you already know. And it's skywriting. The Fates. Oh, interesting. It's card number 49. So we have Emperor and Hermit energy. These are both masculine energies. The Emperor is the divine masculine energy. The Hermit is the spiritual divine masculine energy. 4 plus 9 together, here comes our 13 again, which is about that transformation, the huge change, the fates. They are saying to me, what you already know is certain meetings with certain individuals and certain experiences that you have are fated. There are certain things that you decided before you came into your physical body that you would have so that you could elevate human consciousness. And if you were successful in that, that would mean that you stepped up into your destiny. You utilized and applied your courage and faith in order to have a higher vibrational, higher frequency outcome to that meeting or experience. And a lot of those are with the children, the students. Okay. They're there to learn something from you. So, you know, in many ways, that you've had a lot of meetings with people who could not run circles with you. They definitely couldn't run circles around you because you had lapped them twice already. We already said that you already lapped them twice. And so the thing of it is, you understand, like, you're in a lot of these experiences and coming into the lives of a lot of people so that you can be the teacher. And then our final position, which is what God is trying to tell you something, is the activist. You are an activist. You are only focused upon your students in some form or fashion, yet you reach a much broader audience because you reach those students. So there's action that you take. You stand out different. And coming out with that, we have the spirit of the river, movement toward adventure. Spirit of the river, water energy, it's gushing. It's gushing. I see that spirit is going to be giving you a larger reach. Your auric field is touching so many that you don't even have conscious awareness that it's touching. Yet I do see this happening in the physical reality where you're going to have a wider girth, a wider reach for your message through an adventure that you're going to be pulled into. This is card number 50. Interesting because I see 50 on the screen as well. And so what I'm seeing here is that Hierophant with the Fool, life lessons, and the Fool, infinite potential. There's something here about in your activism, in what matters to you, and the changes you create with it. You are a teacher, and there is infinite potential in that. And now they're guiding me back to what I told you this channel started because of what? I asked the cards, what happens from me reading the cards? And the card that came out said love. And I asked the cards because there was a calling on my soul that I wanted to answer, but I was feeling not good enough to answer it. What happens if I do start reading the cards on YouTube? And the answer that came out from the card said, Sea of Love. Some people might not like what I have to say, but enough people are finding the pieces clicking in together for themselves. They're showing it to me like gears in a watch or a clock that have to line up perfectly. If it's clicked together for you today, another day, multiple times in multiple ways, put a click in the comments. Let us know, right? Because I see that it's clicking together for you, right? Now they're showing me the movie click where he had a remote control for life and he could fast forward, and he kept fast forwarding a bunch of stuff that he didn't want to do. And then when he fast forwarded his ass all the way to his deathbed, he sure wished he could go back and unfast forward. And I don't remember the way that played out in the movie, but there's a message in that. Yes. Okay. Thank you. The sweeping under the rug, the I don't want to look at that, right? There's something in it of value for you. Do not dismiss it because it's not pleasant to look at. The very fact that there's something that is so unpleasant but is so relevant in your life, a mile marker, a core memory, something like that that happened in your life, right? That has enough emotion behind it, negative emotion behind it. That means that there is a giant jewel in it for you of empowerment and freedom and authenticity. Be brave. Ask the empowering questions about that experience. Why do I feel this way when I think of that experience or that person or that time in my life? What can I learn from it so that I can raise my vibration about it? Because when you find all the lessons out of it, or at least that one lesson in my life, some of the hardest things, it's just been one perspective shift that, like, I felt so much lighter about it, right? And so when you figure that out, you will have done a huge quantum entanglement shift there. Because, oh, that's perfect. This jeweled web is showing me quantum entanglement. When you're, as long as you're looking about something about you or your experience or the people that you have around you, and you feel negatively about it, trust and believe that it's not just that it's affecting. It's connected to other things. Perfect, because I've talked often about that, but I haven't said it in a minute. I talked about I had a date with some friends to go to karaoke today. I often encourage people to do that thing that makes you so uncomfortable, but is not damaging to you. Literally, it's not going to hurt you. No matter how much it might embarrass you or how nervous you might be, how scared you might be, if it's not physically going to hurt you, by doing that, you will tear down an entire quantum web of entanglement that is connected to other areas of your life. It will be a huge breakthrough. And if you're afraid of karaoke, if you think, oh my God, I'm going to make everybody's ears bleed, that's a fucking lie. No, you're not. And you will literally have an epic breakthrough in your energy field by doing something as simple as picking up karaoke. I'm not telling you to bungee jump. I'm not going to do it. That fucking cord could break. I'm not jumping out of anybody's motherfucking plane. I know people that have done all these things, right? There are safe ways that literally do not endanger your life. And for most people that do it, they don't die and they don't get injured. I'm not interested, okay? Because I can't breathe like that. I can't even fucking do roller coasters. So within reason, for me, these webs started to break when I was guided to do open mic channeled speaking. I would shiver my timbers because I didn't know what the fuck I was going to talk about. I was on stage in front of people, did that for a year, and then for 2 years it was karaoke. And I would lose tunes to the oldies, to songs I've been singing my whole fucking life. I couldn't carry the tune. I would forget the words, all the shit. Why? Because I was scared. I was nervous. But what had happened was it literally broke all these webs, freed my energy, right? And whenever I did that with my father and his death, and whenever I did that about my toes and the kids that tease me, literally open up energy. We were talking earlier briefly about, the wounding that we carry, visibility wounds and shit like that, right? I did um, a lot of stuff. I even did comedy open mic before, right? But the thing of it is, when you put yourself out there in a way that literally can't hurt you, physically, you will not get hurt. You may not sound the best. Who gives a fuck? It's karaoke. You don't want to do it because you're too worried about what the other people think about you. And they're telling me to write that down. So I'm going to write that down because it's none of your business what they think about you. It's literally none of your business what they think about you. Do it because it will give you a spiritual breakthrough. Stop worrying about what other people think of you. That's not your problem. You're here to do something, right? Stop speaking shit out of existence and start speaking shit into existence. They just told me when I first opened my business in 2007, I had a lot of reasons to be in fear. But this innate part of me just knew that I had to do it. So I did. I leased a place and I started a business. And then when that location needed to change in the new location, the rent was 3 times my old rent. I was scared as fuck. But I opened in a new location. And then after so many years of being there, and they wanted to renew my lease and raise my rent by like $800 a month. I was so fucking scared, but I did it anyways. And on a financial level, I told myself that when they raised my rent, that meant that my income was going to increase, because the universe, that is my partner, according to this card, that showed up for us here in what you have, is the universe in the what you have position. The universe 2131. There's a 10 steps level up here. The universe would make sure that I had everything I need to pay all of the bills. And I have always paid all of my rents. I have 2 high ass rents. And I paid them because I knew that I would always have everything I need. They want me to put this in spiritual terms from the Bible for a moment. Because in the Bible, there's a place where it says, of how little faith are you? Because, if God sees that the birds and the trees have everything that they need to live, how much more important are you? Right? This universe loves you. You are an integral, necessary, like they used to say during the quarantine, you're an essential worker. Like they need you. You need your toenails. You need your nostril hairs. You need every hair on your head, every hair in your eyebrows, every hair in your armpit. For what reason? I have no fucking clue. But you need it all. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there, right? Likewise, you are necessary to planet Earth, to humanity, to this energy, to the elevation and evolution of consciousness, the raising of frequency and vibration on Earth. You are a necessary component. You are a co-creative component. It's all a divine matrix. All things work together for God's glory, is the way they say it from the Bible, people. But you're part of an organism. You're part of a wholeness. You're necessary. So if you have a calling on your heart, you must answer the call. You don't want to be the thief of your own dreams. Get out of your own way. Make the excuse for why you can instead of why you can't. Speak that shit into existence. Feel that shit into existence. Think that shit into existence. And then make that shit happen, baby. Because if I did it, you can do it. There's nothing more about me that is any different than you that makes me successful, that where you can't be successful too. You are just as successful as I am. Whether your calling is to cook food and serve children and be a housewife or a house husband, whether your calling is like my friend that I met up with for karaoke tonight, to go out into the world and help people create franchises out of their personal business, or whether your purpose is like mine, to get on YouTube and talk some shit and pull some cards and channel these messages, or whether your purpose is to also, like me, create art that makes people's hearts happy, what the fuck ever. Maybe your purpose is to run. I have a client, she runs marathons all the time. Maybe your purpose is to fundraise by running marathons. Maybe your purpose is to just bring positive energy and a smile to every person that comes through your line at the grocery store because you're a checkout person. I don't know what your purpose is. Maybe your purpose is to fix people's cars. Everybody has a purpose, and it's has a lot to do with what you choose to do, how you choose to involve yourself with earth, with people. Where do you find your fulfillment, right? It's there. It's in you. And when you go step out of your comfort zone, that's where all your dreams live. If it makes you uncomfortable, but it's not going to literally maim you or kill you or maim you or kill anyone else, go for it. Push yourself to do something different and you will see something different. This is what we have for you today. Let's get you a yes or no answer to your personal yes or no question. You will receive the way to formulate your question from your highest self, who knows what the answer coming out of these cards is about to be. You and I are yet to find out. This will work for you one time. So let's see. Oh, hold on. We didn't look at the bottom of this deck, did we? Let me see what was down here. Oh, wow. I'm so glad they reminded me. I fucking love this. And this is the bow on the whole message right here. This is a pretty little bow to tie it all up, sum it all up. It's card number 51. That's highly relevant because that's Hierophant and Magician energy. And then 5 plus 1 equals 6. That's Lover's energy. So we have Hierophant, life lessons, the teacher, magician, empowerment, as above, so below. You make it happen. You got all the tools in your toolbox. The lovers, it's your choice. What do you choose? What do you choose? What do you want? What do you choose? What do you choose for yourself? Well, apparently, you're choosing what works. You're choosing the divine matrix. You're choosing to build yourself up and build things up and build people up and elevate consciousness and raise your frequency, right? And then whatever else you're choosing, because y'all all so differently, right? It says stars in the sky. Somebody's choosing to study astrology and become an astrologer. Somebody's choosing to what's the other word for people that study astronomers? Somebody's choosing to be an astronomer. But all of you are choosing limitless possibility, infinite possibilities. I want to, they said, yeah, why don't you do that? Limitless is still focused upon limits. They said, right, infinite, infinite. Replacement, word replacement is serious, it's beneficial. Word replacement in your own mind, in your own life. Limitless means the same thing as infinite, right? But limitless still speaks of limits and less. And infinite just means infinite. That's a whole message in and of itself right there, right? And your choice is your choice. And we honor that in you because whatever you are, you might be, the hair on somebody's big toe as far as this organism of humanity. You are infinite and you have infinite possibilities. There's so much in the wordplay, people. There's so much in the self conversation. There's so much here for you. This is what we have for you. Let's go into your yes or no answer now. Is the answer for my tribe today yes or no, yes or no, yes or no? Man, that whole message. Oh, that whole message is something. Yeah, absolutely. What is the answer? Yes or no? Today's answer is no. And that's not good or bad. The answer is just no. So, whichever way you formulated your question, the answer is no. When you're ready to work with me one on one, let's talk about what matters most to you. I talk until I'm done, regardless of which reading you pay for. Spirit tends to let me give you a little bit more because I go in. Just like I go in on these messages, I go in on what matters to you. Thank you for those of you who chose to donate to the channel. If you want me to get 100% of that, the best way to do that is with the information below the video in the description box. There's PayPal for my friends overseas. And if you're US, I don't think the other countries, if they do, let me know. But if you're US, there's Apple Pay, Zelle, Venmo, Cash App. Okay. And that's for me to receive 100% of your donation. I'm worthy and deserving of it. But when you donate to this channel, again, it's what are you doing with your resourcefulness? What are you investing in, right? Okay. And literally, like classes that teach what I teach, not only would you have to be involved in some secret society somewhere, but they cost a fortune. And we just give it away to you. So thank you. Whether it's a donation, like today we had Leonie Blue 3130. She sent us £5, I believe. That is pounds. I could be mistaken with the symbologies, but thank you. We're so grateful for you. Also, another way you can donate to the channel is we have an Amazon wish list. For those of you who have access to Amazon, that's also in the description box below. Any cards you buy will have their home here on the channel and will be used for these tribe messages. What else? I guess that's it. I guess that's the whole thing. So, with all that being said and done, so thankful and grateful for your beautiful presence. Until next time, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. Later, baby.